Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Pahrump Early Learning Academy, where we are more than just childcare.
Hi, I'm Monique Mitchell with KPVM Television. My children attend Pella and they love it. The curriculum they have is pretty amazing, and my children learn what they need at their level.
Not only are the children learning, they're having fun, and that's what matters.
I like Pella. They help you with your homework, and it's fun.
Give us a call today to tour our facility at 751-5335.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349.
Tonight on News 46, the public finally gets what they asked for after 11 years. CASA holds a luau fundraiser, and USB outlets are the subject in today's Angie's List. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, September 17th, 2014. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. In December of 2003, the strip joint, the Kingdom Club, received its business license. What was to be a restaurant turned out into what many called an embarrassment to our town and even an eyesore. The castle-like building was never a restaurant, instead became a strip club, which was not allowed at the time. Consultant Gary Hollis announced at the Nye County Commissioner meeting this week the Kingdom Club has been sold to a company out of Utah for $1 million. The property and several other parcels in close proximity located on Highway 160 and Homestead Road were owned by brothel owner Joe Richards. The new owners will not be operating a sexually oriented business out of the location. Plans for the property have not yet been revealed. And CREDA is the Nye County Regional Economic Development Authority. Cassandra Selbach spoke to News 46 about the many programs that they offer free to help businesses thrive.
And CREDA stands for Nye County Regional Economic Development Authority, and basically we're an independent 501c6 organization. We're nonprofit. We're funded by grants through the state, and we are basically here to assist businesses in Nye County, and that looks like a lot of different ways. We obviously do some traditional economic development things such as business recruitment, helping to bring in some of these larger companies, but we also do a lot for the local community, and that's definitely one of the things that I do want to get out there in the community, let them know that some of these resources are available. We do a number of different business counseling programs. We assist businesses with business plan development assistance. We help them with marketing strategies, all kinds of different things, because we do want to support what we have here locally, the foundation, the mom and pop businesses, and these are ultimately businesses that as they do better and better through time, then ideally they end up creating additional jobs as well. So between all those different things and a variety of some of the other programs that we have, some small startup loans and some things like that, we're just really hoping to make an impact in the community, create some more jobs. We're working collaboratively with some other organizations such as the Nye Communities Coalition, their workforce development team, the local Chamber of Commerce. We have some things that we're working on with a business employment expo, so some career fair things, and just a variety of different things, trying to pull these resources together and make some positive things happen in Pahrump. So I'm definitely excited. There's definitely some activity happening. I'm very excited for what the future holds for all of Nye County.
So businesses can find out more by contacting you guys, and it's free to them, isn't it?
It's absolutely free. So we are, like I said, a nonprofit organization, and all of our services are completely free. And we can be contacted at 775-513-2760. And we're located on the second floor of the Nevada State Bank, adjacent to where the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce is. And we are absolutely available. I mean, we are there to help. If a business is struggling, you know, we're there. We'll actually go into their business, take a look at their entire operation, see, you know, what can be changed and what can be improved, and really try to help bring them up to the next level. So absolutely available.
Once again, phone number?
775-513-2760.
Thursday's independence referendum in Scotland, and with it the possible split of the 300-year-old United Kingdom, could have consequences big and small, including in the United States. The special relationship heralded by presidents and prime ministers for decades would be fundamentally altered, though American officials refused to speculate in which ways. British Prime Minister David Cameron said the result of independence would amount to a painful divorce between Scotland and the rest of Great Britain. When we come back from this break, your Desert View Hospital Health Tip.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Sickle cell disease is a life-threatening genetic disorder affecting almost 100,000 Americans. The disease is associated with severe pain and several chronic complications. During the last 5 years, an expert panel reviewed existing medical studies and trials on sickle cell disease. The report highlights 2 therapies that are effective but underutilized when it comes to treatment.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Isaiah Bell is 12. He loves football and taekwondo.
I get to kick people in taekwondo. That's just awesome.
Isaac Oka is 18. He's headed to college and wants to be an actor.
There are just so many things about acting that just intrigues me.
Just 2 of the thousands living with sickle cell disease in the United States.
Pain is the major manifestation of people with sickle cell disease. The pain is unpredictable, it's recurrent, and it can be extremely severe.
The pain is caused by sickle-shaped red blood cells that block the small vessels in the body. This causes an array of serious health problems.
Many doctors are unfamiliar with how to treat these events. Having those physicians knowledgeable about sickle cell disease and familiar with the guidelines that are being recommended here will allow them to give better care to these patients.
Dr. George Buchanan from the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center and a panel of experts spent 5 years reviewing more than 30 years of medical studies and trials on sickle cell disease.
There are improved treatments. Hydroxyurea is greatly effective in reducing pain and other complications and prolonging patients' lives. Unfortunately, most people aren't taking that medicine yet, and that's a big problem.
Isaac is taking this FDA-approved medication, which decreases the rigidity and inflexibility of his red blood cells. It is also preventing episodes like this.
My eyes got swollen shut. I couldn't see at all.
For almost 5 years now, we have not had any pain crisis because he stayed on that medication.
Blood transfusions are an extremely important treatment for people with sickle cell disease, either given acutely as a single time or on a monthly basis long term.
The blood transfusions just kind of helped him stay on top of his game.
It's not really too big of a problem for me.
Other recommendations include treating severe pain with intravenous opioids and using daily penicillin to prevent infection in children up to age 5 who have the disease. Isaiah, Isaac, and their families continue to participate in research and remain hopeful.
Who knows, maybe they'll come across a breakthrough and find the cure for sickle cell. I mean, you never know. You just got to keep open for it.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
Thanks so much, Catherine. The expert panel also says there are gaps in the research and also in the number of blood specialists and sickle cell experts that can provide specialized care to patients with sickle cell disease. Carolina Panthers star defense end Greg Hardy, who has been granted a new trial this fall after a domestic violence conviction in May, has taken a voluntary leave with pay until his legal matters are resolved. Authorities say Hardy in May choked his then-girlfriend, threw her around, dragged her by her hair, and threatened to kill her. He was sentenced in July to 18 months of probation and a 60-day suspended sentence for the misdemeanors in which he was charged. The 6'4", 275-pound defensive end says he is innocent and has appealed a guilty verdict. He has been granted a jury trial that is scheduled for mid-November. CASA held a special event at the Wine Ridge RV Resort. They hope to make this an annual luau to benefit the court-appointed special advocates.
We're having our first and hopefully annual luau to benefit CASA, court-appointed special advocates for children in foster care.
This has been a few months in the making. How's it going?
It's going really well. We are actually sold out So, as so many of our events are, because we put on fun events. We have a live mermaid tonight who's flapping in the pool, and we have over 100 people here in a very kind of small area, but it's outside, so it's beautiful and the temperature is perfect.
And what a great fundraiser. What are we going to be seeing throughout the evening?
Well, besides the mermaid diving for the clams, if people buy clams, we are also having some people from Honolulu come in, and we're having some hula dancing and ukulele playing. Ukulele, not ukulele, which they taught me. And of course we have a raffle and our silent auction as usual, and we have a pina colada and Mai Tai bar, so everybody's going to have a good time.
So if people want to donate to CASA or get more involved in it later, can they?
Oh, absolutely. Just call our number, which is 775-513-9514.
As many as 175 enemy troops killed, 18 wounds from enemy fire, 38 hours of battle, 48 hours evading the North Vietnamese troops in the bush, and 1 tiger. Those are the numbers behind Sergeant Major Benny Atkins' Medal of Honor, an award he received from President Barack Obama in a White House ceremony last week. Atkins of Opelika, Alabama, was honored for his actions in Vietnam's A Shau Valley more than 48 years ago. Then a 32-year-old Sergeant First Class Atkins was among a handful of Americans working with troops of the South Vietnamese Civilian Irregular Defense Group at Camp A Shau when the camp was attacked by a large North Vietnamese and Viet Cong force on March 9, 1966. Atkins rushed through intense enemy fire and manned a mortar position defending the camp. He continued to mount a defense even while incurring wounds from several direct hits from enemy mortars. Upon learning that several soldiers were wounded near the center of the camp, he temporarily turned the mortar over to another soldier, ran through his wounded comrades to a more secure position. Later, under enemy fire, some of it coming from South Vietnamese allies who had defected to the north during the battle, Atkins took wounded troops to an airstrip outside the camp for evacuation and drew enemy fire away from the evacuation aircraft. He went outside the camp again to retrieve supplies from an airdrop that fell into a minefield. Assistant Sheriff Rick Marshall spoke to us at a function recently prior to his trip up north to speak to the citizens of Northern Nye County.
You know, it was an impromptu get-together. A couple of citizens called me and said that they wanted to host a get-together at their house. We immediately agreed to it. As I've said all along, I'll talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. And it's quite a good turnout, and I've been able to meet some voters that I hadn't previously met.
You're going to be taking a trip up north tomorrow, right?
That's correct. We're going to Gabbs. We're going to be talking at the senior center up there. We're also going to be going door to door, and then we're going to be going to Tonopah and the Round Mountain Hadley subdivision area.
It's really important for you to get out there and kind of pound the pavement and meet the citizens. Tell me what they've been talking to you about mostly.
You know, it is important. In this instance, my second in command choice, Rick Dugan, will be going with me so people get a chance to talk to him. And I think it's important that they know who the second in command is going to be, so that when I'm out doing things that the sheriff should be doing, they have confidence in who my second in command choice is. We're going to be, as we said, up in Gabbs, Round Mountain, Tonopah area. But the things that we've heard from many different people is they want to know how we're going to fix the problems in the sheriff's office. They want to know what my platform is, what I stand for. I've got a lot of congratulations about my case being thrown out. I've gotten just tons of support, and I think that now that that's all behind us, we're moving forward, and we're looking forward to the November election.
After the break, we'll have your entertainment this week.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Nathan Adelson Hospice, proud to be the hospice of choice in Pahrump for 15 years. Please call 775-751-6700 to find out how Nathan Adelson can assist you.
The cardiac arrest leading to Joan Rivers' death happened as the comedian's personal doctor began performing a biopsy on her vocal cords. A staff member at Manhattan's Yorkville Endoscopy Clinic told investigators that the doctor, who has not been publicly identified, took a selfie photo in the procedure room while Rivers was under anesthesia. 81-year-old Rivers was at the clinic for a scheduled endoscopy by another doctor, gastroenterologist Dr. Lawrence Cohen. That procedure, intended to help diagnose her hoarse voice and sore throat, involved the insertion of a camera down her throat. After Cohen, the clinic's medical director, finished his work, a biopsy was done on Rivers without her prior consent. An ear, nose, and throat specialist not certified by the clinic as required by law performed a biopsy on her vocal cords. Investigators believe that Rivers' vocal cords began to swell during the allegedly unauthorized biopsy, cutting off the flow of oxygen to her lungs, which led to a cardiac arrest on the morning of August 29th. After a dust up last week, Rihanna says she doesn't want her performance of the song Run This Town to air on Thursday Night Football this week. CBS is saying, fine, if you don't want the airtime, we won't give it. Run This Town will be replaced by theme music, apparently for the rest of the season, not just for this week. The network's decision was announced Tuesday morning, a few hours after Rihanna criticized the network on Twitter. Rihanna recorded a special version of Run This Town for CBS fall telecasts of Thursday Night Football. The song was supposed to be part of the opening video for the weekly show. Django Unchained actress Danielle Watts defended her refusal to show her identification to Los Angeles police before they handcuffed her last week. The African-American actress and her white boyfriend accused police of racism for questioning them in what they said was only a public display of affection. Police responded to a citizen complaint that a male white and a female black were involved in a sexual act inside a Mercedes outside the gate of CBS Studio Center. Legal experts said that the officer had the right to request identification if he suspected illegal behavior. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your entertainment this week.
Do you find yourself fighting for outlet space as your family's collection of electrical gadgets grows? If you're tired of juggling 3 or 4 different charges on a 2-socket outlet, there's a new simple solution. In today's Angie's List report, making the switch to USB outlets. If your home seems to be running out of outlet space, maybe it's time to give your outlets a reboot.
USB outlets are a new trend, and they've been available for about a year now. Electricians expect that they will continue to become more popular, but remember, this is probably not a do-it-yourself project because you're getting into electrical work. It's best to hire a professional.
By adding 1 or 2 USB ports right alongside the standard plugs in your electrical outlet, you can plug your devices straight into the wall and eliminate the need for bulky USB adapters that typically hog valuable outlet space.
People's countertops get more busy, their islands in their house get more busy. It's a convenient spot beside your bed because you have 2 outlets there. One of them's usually a switch plug, which is half hot. So you need a place to plug in your USB or your phone to charge it while your alarm clock and all that's still working.
While this may seem like a swap you could do yourself, electrician Greg Wells has a word of warning for homeowners.
Well, there are a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there these days that normally end up calling us to come fix it. But I always say stick with what you know and call somebody that knows what they know so you don't lose your phone, wire it up wrong, lose your phone, your laptop, or what have you.
If you decide to make the switch, Angie's List says it's a smart idea to pick a few spots in your house.
An electrician typically charges an hourly rate. You can expect you're going to pay about $100 an hour, and they can typically install about 4 USB ports in an hour. So don't call them out for just one. If you're going to install 4. You'll also pay for the parts they're going to have as well, which might be between $15 to $30 per outlet.
Angie's List says you don't have to worry about damaging your gadgets as long as you're using manufacturer-approved cords or cables. The USB port delivers the same amount of power you can expect from.
For 17th, I'm Angela Miles. In yet another sign of struggle, Sears is taking out a loan from its own CEO. Billionaire Eddie Lampert is loaning the retailer $400 million in order to get through the crucial Christmas shopping season. Sears lost about $1 billion in its first 2 quarters. Sears shares are down roughly 20% this year. Walgreens is settling in the United States. The massive pharmacy chain took heat from customers over a proposed plan to move its base overseas after acquiring Swiss pharmacy Alliance Boots. Well, according to an SEC filing, a new holding corporation called Walgreens Boots Alliance will be located in Delaware. And UPS is doubling down on Christmas hiring this year after disappointing customers by not getting packages delivered in time for Christmas. To avoid a repeat, UPS will hire 95,000 seasonal workers. That's the First Business Brief. I'm Angela Miles.
Thanks, Angela. When we come back from this break, we'll have your weather.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Wednesday, September 17th. Today we had partly cloudy skies with a high of 96 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year is 2 degrees below that at 94 degrees. Winds were coming from the south today at 5 miles per hour with gusts up to 9 miles per hour, so we had some pretty low winds. The UV index today was 7, which is high. Humidity was at 30% today, a little higher than it usually is. Sunrise was at 6:28 this morning, and the record high in 1937 was 108 degrees. Tonight we'll have clear skies with a low of 71 degrees. That's also your average temperature around this time of year. Winds will be coming from the south-southeast this evening at 5 miles per hour with gusts up to 8 miles per hour. So some pretty low winds this evening as well. Humidity will be going up to 50%. Sunset will be at 6:48 p.m. and the record low in 1941 was 53 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 97 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. Winds will be coming from the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour with gusts up to 18 miles per hour, so we'll have some pretty moderate winds. Humidity will be at 24%. Sunrise will be at 6:29 a.m. and the UV index will be 7, which is high. For our 7-day forecast, we'll have a mostly sunny week. We might be seeing some rain on Sunday, though. Your high temperatures will be starting off in the high 90s, going down into the low 90s early next week. We'll probably be going back up into the mid-90s about mid-next week. Your low temperatures will be pretty much staying in the mid-60s.
Thanks so much, Noah. And I heard that Noah lost his phone, so if anybody out there has found a Galaxy Samsung 3, right, Galaxy 3, it has a gray case and it's a white phone. Give us a call here at the station, 727-9400. Once again, he's missing his Samsung Galaxy 3 phone. And this Saturday, you can meet one of the wild burros of Red Rock Canyon up close and personal. Jackson was born near Blue Diamond in 2011 and has been adopted through the Bureau of Land Management's Wild Horse and Burro Adoption Program. He's still just a kid and loves meeting new people. You can see him at the Spring Mountain Ranch State Park from noon until 3 p.m. Once again, that is this Saturday. They're located off Highway 159 in Red Rock Canyon. Entrance to the park is $7. And that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I want to wish a very special happy birthday to John O'Donnell out there. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from everyone up here at KPVM-TV. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.